Morning guys, back at the Farne Islands again. This time we're off to do a wreck called the Jan Van Ryswyck, which is a place called Whirl Rocks. It's at the outer Farne, right at the back. And we should have a good dive today. It's nice and sunny, it should be bright, so let's get into it. Back with Craig today guys, the usual bandit.
So like I said, Whirl Rocks are at the outermost point of the Farnes. They're actually three pinnacles that rise up from the seabed and can be seen on a low spring tide breaking the surface. She actually gets her name as thousands of tons of tidal water find its path blocked by the reefs, resulting in the sea looking like it's boiling vortices, whirlpools. So just as we reach the bottom of these gullies, the wreck will come into view, and what you think is the seabed is actually just pure wreckage. Everywhere you can see is shipwreck. So the Jan Van Ryswyck struck Knifestone Reef just off Longstone Island, where she broke her back and then settled on Whirl Rocks. She later snapped in half and sank. She slipped over the edge into the deeper waters where she remains to this day. And that's pretty much what you're looking at on the bottom. Jan Van Ryswyck was built in 1907 by the Craig Taylor and Company in Stockton-on-Tees. Her first name was the Baltic Sea. There are many wrecks in this location, making it impossible to tell one ship from another. Just coming into view now is the remains of the engine. She had a triple expansion engine with two boilers and a single propeller. That's what's left of it. She was 87 metres long, 13.4 metres wide and had a draft of 6 metres deep. She had a top speed of 9.5 knots, and when she sank, luckily there were no casualties. My light's highlighting the propeller shaft, or what remains of it. As we come round the propeller shaft in the engine, past the cogs, there's the spare propeller lying next to the boiler. After 100 years on the bottom, the boilers are a bit worse for wear, and you can see the insides. Those are the heat exchangers that create the steam. She wrecked on the reef in thick fog on the 21st of May 1924, whilst on passage from Antwerp to Grangemouth. She was carrying a general cargo of pig iron, steel ingots and general goods. That's the remains of a winch from the deck. So from here we headed towards the cliff edge, where there's a gully, where the bow section used to lie. I'm going to speed this section up a little bit. There's not actually much to see in this area, just flattened plates and ribs. You can't really make out what it is. here are some cleats or bollards which were once on the deck. And for me, they mark the entranceway to the start of the gully. So in this gully used to lie the bow section, but all that's left now is some wreckage and 2 Admiral pattern anchors sitting proud with all their chain, and they're quite a spectacle. And just coming into view is the first one. Classic anchor shape, like the tattoo on Popeye's arm. The weather's obviously changed up above because it's dark down here now. The camera really doesn't do this place any justice in these low light conditions. If it had been a bright sunny day, the colours would have been popping right now. So what you're looking at now is some of the wreckage of the bow section. There are 2 more bollards. I'd imagine there'd be a capstan there somewhere, and just underneath the bollards a large pile of chain. Just on top of that, sideways there, is the anchor. She must have been quite a ship in her day. And another large pile of chain. Here's Craig catching up. He's clearly enjoying himself. And on the way out of the gully, here's the rest of the boys on the way in. Paul really knows the YouTube script well by now. Which leads me to say thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you've got this far, I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you're still here, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'm really trying hard to get the content out here. So a quick jump back across the debris field towards the boilers and the engine. Just before the tide picks up again and we have to leave. Just going to have another quick look a bit further down the slope. It certainly looks like there's been a few fishing nets snagged on that engine over the years. So from what I said earlier, she was carrying pig iron ingots, steel ingots and a general cargo. Now this is the cargo from whatever was behind the engine. So obviously in a hold of some description. I don't know if this is ballast, pig iron, or steel, but there's lots of it, so it was probably a cargo. And that's all I could muster in this dive. I've not the air or the bottom time to go any further. So again guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this one. See you next time.